So welcome back to my channel. My name is Robin. I garden in Zone 6 in Northwest Connecticut. So if this is your first time here, welcome and thank you. Please subscribe, hit that like button. As always, it really does make a difference. I just thought we'd take a quick look around the garden and see what's happening today. It's such a gorgeous morning. We've had nothing but days and days of rain. And I just thought I would get out here and give you a quick little overview of what the garden is looking like. And the colors are really popping. And I apologize in advance because they're mowing in my neighborhood today. So let's take a look. One of the things I'm going to talk about later on this year is coppicing. So I thought we would just take a quick little look now. And I'm not going to post this now. So you'll say, well, she's talking about things in the winter and everything's in bloom. So I want to show you what things look like now and why we might want to coppice them. So let's take a walk around, and I want to explain even what is coppice if you don't know.
So what is coppicing? It's pruning trees or shrubs in a way that encourages them to sprout back from the roots or their suckers or the stump. The tree is cut, the shoots grow again. So this is usually done late winter, early spring, like February and March, just before they come into really active growth.
So why would we coppice, and what does that mean? Coppicing is actually cutting a plant pretty much all the way down to the ground to rejuvenate it for whatever reason. Dogwoods, for example, they're a great, like the red twig or the yellow twig dogwood, they're great plants for having color on their stems all winter long. But in order to keep those stems bright and colorful, we need to consider cutting things back. So the trick with like a dogwood is to wait a couple years before you start doing that for the first time. Last year, I actually cut my coppiced smoke bushes all the way down because they're just getting too large out of hand. So typically we're going to do this in the early spring, and I'll show you when we get to it. So this one right here that you're looking at is a calicarpa, a beautyberry. And that is also one of the plants that we would consider cutting back all the way to the ground.
So this beautyberry just keeps getting larger and larger and larger. Now, why would we coppice? I know it feels like a very drastic move, but it can be really incredibly helpful for ensuring the growth of the shrub or the tree. And it does require a pretty big leap of faith. You're cutting your plants really back hard to the ground, but then the plant is producing its energy into new growth and new foliage, which is something that is really necessary for the life of the plant. So generally, we do always coppice in late winter, early spring, and not every plant gets coppiced, obviously. But the shrub or the tree is then guaranteed to respond with a nice, vigorous new growth. So this allows you to, manipulate its shape and size more easily. And in my case here with this calicarpa, otherwise it's really growing into the Abies concolor. It also can stimulate really vibrantly colored new stems and dramatic foliage, especially on things like the red twig and yellow twig dogwoods. So it's something to think about, but you want to make sure your shrub or tree is really established before you start doing this for a few years.
Another plant that we might consider coppicing would be an elderberry, again, to keep it size in check. Whether this is the black lace, I also have a lemony lace. I won't do this one this year at all, even though it's already gotten pretty good size, thank God, because I had it planted in one spot. It didn't work and I moved it over here, and it seems pretty happy, but I would give this one a couple of years before I would actually touch it. Another one that you might want to consider coppicing to keep the size and control is the Rose of Sharon. Now, again, mine is brand new this year, so I would not be cutting it back this year. I do have things I will cut back, like my red twig dogwoods. I think I'm going to cut my French Pussy Willows, my calicarpa, and my Salix. I don't have any Buddleias. Those could be cut back. Forsythias could be cut back. Like I said, I will cut my coppiced back again this year. just because, again, they're like the size of my house, which is kind of crazy. You can also cut back a holly. So we'll talk more about coppicing in the spring when we actually get to cutting these things back. In the meantime, we have some gorgeous dahlias. This is Einstein. Gorgeous. Just gorgeous. So we'll save this for another day.
So if you've been watching my videos, you know the Salix that I have are Hakuro Nishiki. So really the best time to prune those is in the early spring, like beginning of March maybe. So if you've just planted it though, you want to wait a year for sure. So first off, you're going to then, prune it back by about a third. Of course, always cut back any dead wood. The second and third time maybe that you're going to do it, that you need to cut it back by half. So that's maybe the second or third year. And the fourth time, you want to keep these things in shape because these can grow really, really vigorously. And that's been the case for mine. And, I want them to look appropriate, but I don't want them to look out of hand. So I've actually been pruning mine quite a bit. Now I haven't cut these to the ground, but I have opened them up quite a bit. Now these are not standards, these are bush type. But so just an example of something that you can do. So I have actually really cut this back now for next year, and we'll see how that works.
Even though they're mowing this morning, I thought we'd take a quick walk around and take a look and see how things are doing. I'm going to try and stay out of the front because that's where they are. So you can see we've got lots of nice fall colors starting to happen. The hydrangeas, this is Pinky Winky, is really putting on its color. We've got the sedums are gorgeous. This is 3 sedums. The oak leaf hydrangeas are starting to put on some color. So are the spireas. The grasses are happy, 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 happy. I finally am getting some color coming on my Raiden's favorite aster. This bed, if you remember, I pulled all the orange daylilies out and I replanted it, and so far things are looking pretty good. Look at this line of viburnums. This is Mary Easy. Got some gorgeous maples behind that, showing so much fall color. So I really wanted to show this to you while there's some beautiful colors, some more Pinky Winkies. So let's continue on. We've got more viburnums over here. We've got some firelight tidbits doing their thing, really pretty. Chamacyparis, I love the yellow green. I mean, that's just putting on a show. I might actually be saving my juniper. I don't know. I was thinking I was going to have to pull it out, but it's starting to look a little bit better. Grasses, this is Ruby Ribbons. Sprinter boxwoods are doing good, some better than others. This one really hasn't put on too much size this year. Let's take a look and see what else we've got here. We're getting into the shade back here. All right, so we've got our paper bark maple and our Rose of Sharon, our cryptomerias, again, that yellow-green color. I've got a container that's still doing pretty good over here, actually. The geranium roseannes are looking really good. The catmint in this bed looks amazing. I am really pleased. It's actually doing better than the front. The hydrangeas here are good. The dahlias are beautiful. This is Einstein. I still have some flowers here. I've got a rose, a climbing rose, Zephyrin Duhan? Is that how you say it? I've got some zinnias still. I've got marigolds. Got a lot of Orlea right here. I've got to say, my zinnias have been really slow back here. The front, they're really good. Got a lot of tomatoes. Again, another cryptomeria back there. Hydrangeas. Again, lots of catmint. This Cotinus Winecraft Gold is finally putting on some size. And so is the elderberry there in the back. The standing ovation grasses are looking good. They're starting to put on some fall color. And my pine tree, again, remember this bed, if you are just following me, this is a brand new bed for this year. I just planted this entire bed. There was nothing here earlier this year. So swinging over here, you know, things are definitely starting to, you know, look fall-like. These spireas are losing their leaves. The hostas are, you know, starting to get a little old looking. We've got some, this is, I don't know what is this. Let's see, we've got Jennifer's Wedding. This is Jennifer's Wedding. We've got anemones back there, burning bush. Can't go wrong with Hakanakloa. Really provides that really nice pop. Ilex steeds will stay green all winter. My bugbane, I don't know what the story is with this, because it grows really well and then it seems to peter out. And that could be because the Coringashomas that were right here are like massive tall. And I think I need to move that. Hydrangeas, again, French Pussy Willows. I think I'm going to cut that back maybe a little bit. Aruncus, lots of hostas in here, lots of these 9 barks Diablo. These are pretty new. I only put these in a couple of years ago, and I love them. Oh, I love them. I have lots of astilbe, and I think maybe I'll show you. I think we'll divide some astilbe because I have quite a bit of it. It's really growing like crazy. The lady's mantle, I mean, the two of them are kind of competing for space. I have hostas that definitely can be divided. In the back here, the daylilies and the regersea, those things are really gone at this point. The epimedium still looks really nice. So does this one. That looks really nice still. And so does this one. And so does this one. So swinging around, we've got some massive hostas. My 7th son, Heptacodium, is finally blooming. Hope I didn't make a mistake putting it there. I might have to move it because if it actually really starts to grow, I wasn't sure, so I thought I'd take a chance. Queen of the Prairie, just haven't finished cutting that down. We've got roses that are coming up, which is nice. My catalpa tree, looking really good. And then if you'll remember, this is another one of my new beds, brand new beds, to create this path in the middle. And here are some, look at that dahlia. I think that's Dad's favorite. We've got Bobo hydrangeas here. And this is Starchild blooming in here with Shenandoah grasses. So these beds all look really good. The hawthorns are pretty full of berries, which will make the birds very happy. I really got to get to weeding. This is the first nice day we've had in ages, and I'm really hoping to get some stuff done. Here is Chocolate Shogun, still putting on a spectacular display. I love this astilbe. It's an awesome one. The Koto no Ito, Japanese maple. This is going to turn a gorgeous fiery red-orange as we get a little later into fall, and I just love the fern-like foliage. We've got the planters that I just did are still looking really good. Got some asters that are growing. I've still got some phlox, actually. Here is more firelight tidbit. And there is a Mrs. Ida Warner dahlia in there. Got some Russian sage in here, some baptisias. And hiding in here, I've got a bunch of Amsonia hubrichti. That should turn out gorgeous gold. These blackberry lilies have really pretty seed pods, and I don't ever cut those back. So let's walk around this way. This is pink diamond hydrangea that every year gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then my arbor with the wisteria. And let's see, let's go. Let me show you the French pussy willow. It's over here that I think I'm going to try to, I think I might coppice some of these. If not, I'm definitely going to do the red twig dogwood that's in the back there. So let's take a look over here if we can get the sun out of our face. Okay, so right there in the middle is a red twig dogwood that's kind of getting eaten alive by the French pussy willows. So I might actually cut this stuff back. Spireas are putting on some fall color. The Aurelia is still doing really well. We're going to start getting some really pretty fall color. We already have some really pretty fall color. Back here, it's just amazing. All right, let's go down the path over here. Oh, see the hawthorn berries? So pretty. All right, let's head through here. Hopefully you saw my drone video, which was all just drone overhead shots. This is Brandywine viburnum. If you cut these for cut flowers, while the berries are actually still pink, they last a really long time. Once they start turning that dark blue, they don't last quite as long. Cletheras. Trumpet vine that never blooms. If anybody's got a good suggestion for me on the trumpet vine, let me know. This is at least my third year with it, and it has not, I've had maybe 1 or 2 flowers. I'm ready to pull the whole thing out. So the lilacs at this time of year, of course, don't look so great. However, the 9-barks look amazing. Salix that I cut back earlier, still looking good. I'll trim some of this stuff off the top, but I'm really liking that I opened these up. So I didn't actually coppice these, but I really took a lot out of them. The lilacs are putting on some color. We've got some interesting dahlias going here. Oh, we've got a few more hiding. Some roses coming up. Like I said, the 9-barks look really good. So here is my cotinus that I am going to coppice again in the spring. I have 2 of them here, and they are just huge. And they keep getting almost taller than the house. So they're a little overwhelming. So I'm going to be cutting those back. When we talk about coppicing, what do we mean? We mean really cutting things all the way back. And in some cases, you can just be taking out the old stems. But in this case, I'm going to take these way, way down just because they are just getting too tall. Now this year, I actually took this one all the way down, and look how large it is. So I will be doing that again next year in the spring. So as we come around to the front, the quickfire hydrangeas, again, sorry that they're mowing. Quickfires look great. The red twig dogwoods look really good, but those are definitely going to get coppiced. The Spirea ogon looks great, and I'm going to stop for a minute. Okay, there's just no avoiding the mowing, sorry. The tough stuff hydrangeas look great, again with the ogon spireas behind them, and then the quick fires. Catmint all along the walk. I've got some, these are Amsonias that bloomed earlier this year. In the front yard here, I have winter berries. I still have a bunch of annual salvias. I have a lot of anemones and little lime hydrangeas, and a whole row of inkberries, which really need some cutting back. And of course, still my fall decoration here. Again, I know I keep apologizing, but they're mowing. It's very hard to get away from the mowing. Seems like there's always something going on in the neighborhood, and I apologize for that. It's hard to get away from it, and I'm sure you've got the same thing where you live. It's hard to get a quiet moment sometimes. So moving over to the other side of the house, in the backyard we've got hostas, nice big plethora, Solomon's seal still going strong, lots of nice eucharas, lots of really pretty Herconocloa mixed in with some hostas here, some loosestrife. And let's see, there's my favorite, Abies concolor, white fir. Talked about the Chemosiporus for great winter interest for color, and we're still getting this. Again, this is a brand new bed. I think it's doing pretty well. The hydrangeas seem to be rebounding a little bit. And then over here, another Japanese maple, the baptisias, and then we have another firelight tidbit. And then over here, we have some monkshood blooming. So this comes out really late. It is very poisonous. Sorry.
Sorry about all the mowing. So I will link the video for the drone video and the winter interest video in case you missed those. And please subscribe and hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next video.